Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. Live at the Roxy and Steph. That's the name of the show this week because that's Steph Sabraw, and she's here for good. I've kidnapped her.
I'm staying. She's taken me hostage happily.
I really have taken her hostage. I won't even let her leave the room because I cannot be with my own thoughts right now. So when one of us is hurting, a lot of us are hurting, and prior to me and whatever it is that I'm going through right now, you guys know Brandi, our amazing Brandi. She's the heart and soul of the rock stars. She's the moderator on this channel. On Father's Day, her father passed away, and she is kind of the rock of her family, of her sisters and her mom, and they are all looking to her for financial help to have her dad's funeral. For anybody who's never paid for a funeral, funerals can be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to deal with getting a plot and everything that you want to be able to do, buying a coffin. I mean, coffins alone are thousands of dollars. And I'm only talking about this because Brandi's a very proud person, and I convinced her to start a GoFundMe. And I told her I was hoping that the rock stars could help. And so I did put a link. I'm going to put it one more time right now. But I will be putting it out for the next several days, weeks on the show. Brandi really needs our help. And this is a horrible time for her. So please support if you can. Let me know if you did. I will give you a shout out here on the show. I know I'm asking for support for myself. I know I'm asking for support for Brandi. I know that I've been asking for support for BLM. It's a lot of support going on with the rock stars. Only do what you can. But yeah, just if you can, please help. Everybody seems to need a little help right now, but whatever you can do, we really appreciate. Also, there's shit going on in the world, and we're going to be talking about that on today's show. Producer Steph has put together a list of fuck yes and fuck no's for us to discuss. Steph, can you go over some of the things we're going to be talking about today?
Yeah, so there's the Bubba Wallace NASCAR controversy that's been going on for a few days. The FBI did their own investigation into what had happened. So we're going to be breaking that down. And then also there's an article that was just released by BuzzFeed saying that COVID numbers might not have had a spike because of the protest, which a lot of people thought was going to happen. We have Billie Eilish unfollowed everyone on her account, and some speculation as to why that happened. And then obviously there's Trump news. He held a really bizarre rally in Arizona, and as you guys know, there's also Aunt Jemima drama that's been going on, and they had some words to say about it. And in the rap world, we have Meek Mill versus Trey Songz. It's Roxy. I had to explain the whole beef. Maybe I'll explain it for you guys, but it's really weird and random and doesn't really make sense.
I had never even heard of Meek Mill. I called him Meek Mills 2 seconds before the show and then blamed it on Steph and said, that's what you said. So that's where I'm at mentally right now.
How are we best friends? Opposites attract.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like I've been out of the rap game for quite some time.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
We all have our thing.
I need to know more. All right. So we'll be talking about all of that and more. As always, please, Streamlabs, Super Chat, show support best you can. And again, to Brandi in her time of need. Any of you guys we would help during your time of need. We would do the best we can. So please, let me check in. Actually, I want to see what she is currently at.
Love you, Brandi. Always with you.
Adore you, Brandi. So she's currently at her goal is to raise $10,000. She is currently at $680. I believe she was at $630 when I last checked. So she's at $680 right now. She has 13 donors. So again, I'm literally going to put this in another time right now because let's see what we can do for Brandi by the end of this stream. I know every dollar counts for her, and I know people might not have a lot to give. So give what you can. The last thing you need when you're burying your father is to be thinking about how financially you're going to fucking afford that.
That's crazy.
It's really fucking crazy. But again, yep, Streamlabs, Super Chats, Brandi help, and all of this stuff that we're going to be talking about. So, Steph, what's up first?
Okay. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter. So I hope everyone's still doing their form of activism at home, educating. But a lot of people were really worried that with all the protests, that were hundreds of thousands of people, which is so fucking awesome. But obviously, there's still a pandemic happening. So we thought that the numbers would spike, especially people on the right. But people are
talked about it on the show nonstop.
Yeah.
And talked about how I sound like a conspiracist. But
I know, because it's weird. It's like if the numbers didn't spike, shit feels weird. But if it did spike, then you're annoyed because you know that they're going to come for the movement. So there's some doctors that are saying that they're not seeing the numbers and anticipated spike now that it's been a few weeks post the first protest that happened. Obviously, things can change, but they're saying that it's giving them a little bit more insight into COVID, that maybe being outside with a mask is preventative enough. They can't draw, obviously, any conclusions, but it's interesting to think about.
So this was a BuzzFeed article.
Yeah.
But then there was another article saying like that could be dangerous to draw that conclusion because you don't want to hear one thing and then everybody all of a sudden is in the street wearing masks and then there's a massive spike.
Yeah.
There's something else you said, Steph, about like how it being actually, even though we hear 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, you think those are huge numbers, but how that's actually relatively low numbers, and that's causing more people to stay home.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Everyone during the people who didn't protest stayed home more than they did when there wasn't protest. So the numbers kind of counterbalance each other. So you really can't draw any conclusion from what they said.
Super crazy. Noah Denman in here says 5 for you, 5 for Brandi. I'm on a lake paddleboarding. Still here for you, Roxy. Noah, being on a lake paddleboarding sounds amazing. Wow. Just some people.
Yeah, some
lives. Like Noah, you deserve it.
Good drink on the lake.
Oh, drinking.
Roxy
can't even.
Needs to be on the lake.
I think if I had a drink right now, I'd vomit everywhere.
Yeah, her temperature control isn't working either right now. We were outside for 30 minutes, but I was roasting and I take well to the sun. I don't burn, so I should have been fine, but I had to sit in the shade and she was unmarked. And
then we came inside and it was normal temperature and all of a sudden I was soaking wet and the amount of beadlets of water on my it's just not, the body's not functioning right now. There's a chemical term for that. I don't know what it is.
Hypothermia?
No.
I don't know, but you would have never been able to tell. If Roxy wasn't telling you she felt like shit, you wouldn't be able to tell because you look really hot.
Don't lie.
I'm telling you the facts. I'm looking at what I'm seeing in person and on video. 10 out of 10. Gotta say.
Morse code Z just says 950 now. Is that true? Let's check out how Brandi's doing. Looking for you, Brandi.
Whoa.
I see 930. I see that she's currently at 930. I see Anonymous. I see Noah Denman on here. I see Jake Iacovetta with that 100 Ds. Glenn Caesar, amazing. Bailey McLaren.
Amazing.
You guys are all chilling like villains. And by villains, I mean heroes. You're the hero of this story. Thank you.
You're the hero of this story.
You really are. Oh, I didn't mean to just put this up, but let's read it now that's here. I just spent my second day out of the house. Don't worry, I wore a mask for the 2 hours I was out of the house. Good job. Everybody continue to wear your mask.
That's not that hard.
No, it's really, really easy. I have to buy some cuter ones, though.
We were thinking that. So now, and we should have known this earlier. Mm-hmm. Kevin, actually, I feel like should have been the one. He warns us on this stuff because he knows fast.
Mm-hmm.
We should have known this. We're in the long game with masks, like at least 6 more months. Yeah. I'm thinking a year. We should have cute fucking masks. I need a cute mask so people really know.
Facts. I had a couple of things take place yesterday that I forgot, that I didn't read, and then some stuff that I did read. But I'm trying to look for it right now as I said that because I can't find it, but I will find right now. Katie Robinson. Yeah, I saw that Katie said this yesterday or in between 2 streams and I forgot to read this. So Katie said, I know there's a lot of heavy stuff in yesterday's stream, but at the beginning you seemed slightly lighter and brighter. This was before yesterday, so this was the day before his stream. Maybe it was just from laughing at Ben's hysterics from when Ben got stung by a bee. But I hope it means you might be on the upswing, my friend. Oh, for sure, I'm on the downswing, Katie. But thank you, and I appreciate the support.
We will be on the upswing soon enough to freedom, but just not yet.
Going to the rest of you guys who have been talking today. Let's see what's going on. PC last night said, hello, Blurds. He thought that this was the Blurds podcast. And I even got a message from him about it saying, LAPD cruising around South Central trying to intimidate you. I think we would be better without them. Did you guys see the 19-year-old who shot dead in Gardenia? Cops destroyed the cameras in the area. And then he sent another one saying, oops, wrong stream. Wrong stream labs, ha ha ha. And then he messaged me saying, keep the money, but LOL. So thank you to PC for that. Red Sands 1001, thank you so much for your support. Jenny says, I've been watching the recordings instead of live. I was on the SEN live stream yesterday. I was in the chat. I couldn't stay long. I'm sorry I didn't do anything to help. I see you and feel what you're going through. I really do. Much love. Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Going to Glenn Caesar in here. Glenn, you're so sweet and generous all the time. Thank you. He says, hello, Roxy and Steph. Much love and thanks for both doing the show. You're both the best. Roxy, you're a trooper for continuing to be there for us, even on tough days. Hugs, positive thoughts, and much love to you, Roxy. I hope things improve for you soon. Me too. Thank you for saying that and appreciate you all. Okay, Steph, what's next on our agenda?
Next is let's talk about Bubba Wallace. So if you don't know, Bubba Wallace is the black NASCAR driver who led the fight to get all Confederate flags removed from like inside the racetrack, which seems like a totally appropriate ask of someone in 2020. But of course, NASCAR is notorious for having an intense racist fan base. So there was a lot of disagreement with that, a lot of hate towards Bubba Wallace. But NASCAR actually did way more. I read a tweet that's like, NASCAR has done more for Bubba Wallace and Black Lives Matter in about 48 hours than the NFL has done in the entire, 3 years now that this has gone on with Colin Kaepernick. But so then following his wanting to ban Confederate flag and then that got approved, they thought that they found a noose inside of his garage and the FBI started to look into it and it became like the biggest story on social media yesterday. Then the FBI concluded their investigation and said that it was actually from the garage. Like, those things that you can pull down the garage with. I don't really know, but Bubba Wallace's response was this. It's been an emotional few days. First off, I want to say how relieved I am that the investigation revealed that this wasn't what we feared it was. I want to thank my team, NASCAR, and the FBI for acting swiftly and treating this as a real threat. I think we'll gladly take a little embarrassment over what the alternatives could have been. Make no mistake, though, some will try. This should not detract from the show of unity we had on Monday, and then went on to just say thank you. So I don't know, Rox. What are you thinking? It's just a coincidence?
If he hadn't said that, I would think it wasn't a coincidence and I would be all conspiracy theoried. But the fact that he's saying that, maybe there was some proof of showing and maybe he saw it and was like, okay. If I was him, I would have assumed the same thing. Like, I think it's better to have called it out, investigated, and taken it seriously than to not looked into it at all. And I think the fact that even none of us were surprised it happened just showed how plausible it could be that would happen, which shows the state that this country is in. So it almost, it is relevant that it didn't happen, but it almost doesn't matter because we all believed it could happen because it so seriously could have.
Yeah.
So,
and now Twitter is like raging over Bubba Wallace and basically calling him the boy who cried wolf, which furthermore dictates how racist everyone is, that you're so happy now that you can drag him.
Yeah, it's just so not his fucking fault. So that's stupid and disgusting.
Yeah.
Going back to you guys in the super chat, Ben Jones says, take care, y'all. God bless. Also, Watchmen is absolute fire. Watchmen is fire. That's a good point. And Ben, thank you so much for being in here and supporting. I really appreciate you and that. And go Watchmen forever. Morse Code Z says the investigation showed it was there since October last year, but it was still made into a new shape and hung there for 9 months. For 9 months. I mean, there's a lot of shit that's happened that you don't notice until you're looking for it. Like, not looking for it, but like your eyes have been open to something and then all of a sudden you notice.
It's true.
So, yeah, I mean, there's just no way that he didn't think what he was saying was real.
Yeah.
Like, he saw and obviously thought that this was the case, and he thought that that was the case for good reason, because there's people out there who are not even okay with the Confederate flag being removed.
Yeah, people
So,
were dragging him for that. So usually what happens that makes sense in the cycle of racism is that once you get called out, people level it up and try to make you feel scared in your own place.
yeah. Let's go to Lamont Smalls, who says, "Oh, Roxy, Steph."
Oh, Roxy.
Sorry I'm late again, but I was very busy the last 4 days, including on my birthday. Just wanted to say that Joel Schumacher was my first foray into Batman in cinemas 25 years ago. May his Bat legacy live on. Absolutely. Happy birthday, by the way. And yeah, Joel Schumacher, he's the man who's remembered as the person who brings nipples to the bat suit. But, you know, he always rocked Hollywood in his own way, and he has such incredible movies and other things. So, I will say that it's very upsetting that he has passed, but he does have a long legacy of incredible things to remember him by. So shout out, Joel Schumacher. Shout out to you. Jonathan Donsel, hope you're doing well. Roxy and Steph, lots of love. I am really fucking not. I am really fucking not doing well. Thank you, though.
I like how you're okay with saying that, though. I hope everyone's okay with saying that they're not doing okay, because then how can people help? I wouldn't be here, you know? It's an important lesson.
Yeah.
You don't need to take that lesson. That's for other people.
You're right. And it's true. And like, for anybody who's having a hard time getting up and doing their job, I don't know, maybe this does bring some kind of strength, because like literally 30 seconds before we were doing the stream, I turned to Steph and told her I want to die. So like that is, and that's like my truth right now.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that to like make anybody nervous. And that's why I have somebody here, because you guys have to reach out when you need help. And I had to reach out when I needed help. But like, I don't know, maybe that is helpful to you guys, because what I do know to be sure is that I'm not going to feel like this forever.
Yes.
And so definitely working towards that. I can feel my lips starting to sweat again. So there's that also. Sun's out, guns out, ladies. Steph's guns put mine to shame.
Yeah, she's been talking about how jacked I look. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, well, compared to me, what are you trying to show me up? Yeah, you've got the shoulder ones. I don't have those. Okay, so going back. God, I have ability to really bring shit down. Let's see if I can bring
No,
it
that
up.
wasn't bringing it down. Everyone's had a day or a moment in your life where shit is just hitting the fan and you really don't know if you can go on, and you do feel like you don't want to be on the face of this planet. And that's not to say, there's a difference between being suicidal and you being tapped out, where you're like, you know what, pause world. And you just have to do the best you can, which is call out to a friend, shorten your show a little bit, give what you can, but then do what you need to do to get better.
Well, that's what we're doing, and you guys are helping so much, and you're helping our girl Brandi. We are currently at $1,098, $1,098 of the $10,000 that she's looking to raise. Shout out to some of the people on this stream, a couple anonymous, but Matt Link also, Weston Ira, Sahil Makinjani. Sorry if I butchered your name, Makinjani, I think that's it. Robert Turner, Zachary Vale, Michael Oppenheimer, and a couple more anonymous, and then people I already gave shout outs to, but you guys are killing it right now. Thank you for helping.
Amazing.
I'm going to put the link in again to make sure that we are continuing to support and show love for our girl Brandi, who needs it right now. Definitely does. On a lighter note from Corey Knott, Fat Man Beyond mentioned Joel slept with over 20,000 men.
I need context.
I mean, good for him.
Who's Joel?
Schumacher.
Oh, I was like, what?
I mean,
wow.
That's something.
20,000, wouldn't your dick fall off? Like,
I don't know. Men are different than women. This we know. Men fucking suck.
Jesus.
G. Smith says, for the gun show, LOL.
Woo!
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we got it. It's just guns. So many guns.
This is the only type of gun I approve of.
That was a dad joke if I've ever heard one. Grumpy G says, can't use GoFundMe. They want me to use my card, but that's not possible, so I'm donating here instead. Much love to Brandi in these shitty times. Okay, I'll figure out a way to get that $10 to Brandi, Grumpy. But for the rest of you guys, please donate directly to her, because me doing anything right now is just like
a lot.
Yeah, it's just very challenging. But I'll figure that out. Glenn Caesar says, Roxy and Steph, Bubba Wallace wasn't even the one who reported it. It was someone else who found it. Bubba never even saw the news, as drivers weren't being allowed in that area at the time that it was reported. So Jussie Smollett doesn't even apply here.
He ended up seeing it though, because he went on Don Lemon last night, which a lot of people are also talking shit about that interview, and was like, he basically verbatim said it looked like a noose. So
somebody else pointed out, and then he saw it and he thought that.
Yeah. The fact that people call him, the fact that Jussie Smollett is being a household term to like deem people who cry wolf is stupid too. Because it's one case.
Yeah, that's so true. It's so true. All right, Steph, give me the next thing.
Okay, so Henry Cavill.
Why are you laughing?
Someone brought up Superman already in the chat, but Henry Cavill was on the actor interview that Variety does. I love those.
Is it Actors on Actors?
Actors on Actors.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah. It sounds better. And he was talking about Superman and how playing that role, he just knew he had to be a better person to kind of be the person that represents Superman, and how he would love to play Superman again in the future. What did you think of him as Superman in general?
I just go back and forth, and you guys get mad when I say times that I don't like parts of him, but then there are parts of him that I do like. Oh, look how weird that Google is. Isn't it strange?
Oh, they do the Google questions. Yeah, that's what looks weird though.
Yeah, Google changed.
It's like a person profile.
Yeah, that's so weird. Overview, movies, whatever. Anyway, if you type Henry Cavill into Google, it looks strange now, stranger than it used to. That's fine and irrelevant to what you just asked me. I think he got better as he went. I don't love Man of Steel, but I liked him better in BVS and best in Justice League. So I'd like to see what he can do. I like that a role could make an actor want to be a better person. I think that's a really cool concept. I like that he wants to be Superman. I think he's hella busy. You know, we've seen him, he's now heading his own Netflix show, Witcher, and we've seen him join another franchise too, Mission Impossible. And I think that he is somebody who has no shortage of work. He's a very hot commodity right now. So the fact that he doesn't need to be Superman, but wants to be Superman, I just don't know that we're going to see a whole lot of solo Superman Henry Cavill stuff, but we will definitely see. Let's see. Flash 18487 says, hey guys, we are defeating COVID in New York City. Florida, on the other hand, ... Fucking Florida.
I mean, soon enough, just the environment is going to detach Florida from the rest of the United States.
Is that true?
Yeah.
It's going to be in the water?
Yeah, it will drown, literally. So
but when you say soon enough, you mean in the next like couple hundred years?
They don't really actually know, but they just know that every year they become more and more, their chances become higher of the water just taking them over. And then kind of detaching.
That's sad, though.
I know, it is sad, but I'm like, you're not accumulating good karma right now, Florida.
Yeah. So breathe.
Yeah, breathe.
Okay, continue.
Okay, Trump held another rally in Arizona, this time with college students, and I
can't believe you could be in college and vote for Trump. I know that's an egregious statement to make, but like, just feel like that's the time in which most people have a bleeding heart, and I mean that in a good way, and like are educated and do like feel for other humans.
Yeah, well, it's also the time where you're raised your entire life thinking your parents are the greatest people. What they say is the Bible, and you just take it. If you have two parents that have guided you. And then college is the time where you're supposed to question everything if you haven't already. That's where you start to see your parents as humans and not just like people that you take everything they say verbatim. And if you can't come out of college with any sort of different thinking, I'm concerned.
Yeah,
I'm concerned. So this girl, there's a lot of drama over Aunt Jemima, which is obviously based in a lot of racist.
We've talked about it on this show a bunch with Uncle Ben's and Aunt Jemima changing their imagery and, first of all, not monopolizing off of slavery, which is like no shit. Second of all, using images that make people like remind so egregiously of slavery and the time in which somebody else was doing labor for free. Just there's so many different reasons in which, and also it's not mine to decide. Like if it's offensive to, and it's been for years and spoken about, it's offensive to Black people, then they get to say that they don't fucking want it. The same way with the Washington Redskins. Like it's not mine to decide that that's offensive.
Yes.
If you are somebody who it believes that to be offensive and that's your community, then it's fucking offensive.
Period.
Like,
period. Yeah. So
can you explain the T thing on the end of period?
Oh, speaking of City Girls, I think they're one of the originators, but also so many of the one-liners that we use have been because of the Black queer community, truthfully.
Yeah, 100%.
But period, it's just like a way to be like it's an extra period on your period.
But am I allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like it's an emphasis on the word.
Because I love it, and there's so many times I want to say period or like write that, but then I'm like, is this appropriate?
No, it 100% is.
Okay.
100%. So anyways, back to Aunt Jemima. This one college student, she looks a lot like Ivanka Trump, just being real, said Aunt Jemima, she was like so upset about this. Aunt Jemima was canceled. She was the picture of the American dream. She was a freed slave who went on to be the face of the pancake syrup. And then someone replied with a great tweet. I have to get the name of it. I cut him off. But he said, whiteness is thinking that to Black people, the American dream is starting life as a hostage, being eventually released and having one of the few jobs open to you be one where you volunteered to be a caricature of your people so white folks can sell your sugar water to other white folks.
Yeah, can we just be real for a second? The fact that any dream would start with slavery, like that, like, what are you on?
No. That's not immigration.
Where is the American dream aspect of being a slave?
No, it's called kidnapped, hostage, forced labor.
Like, are you fucking kidding?
It's the tone deafness. It's what we talked about. The lack of introspection of all of these people, even college students. It's either you didn't do any research or you did and you were like, you know what? Fuck it. I love my place in society a little too much.
Yeah. And like, also, this is unrelated, but something I think about often. Like, you want to talk about the fucking Me Too movement. What about the fucking Me Too movement for slaves? I mean, like, it's never spoken about. Like the children of slaves, it's never fucking spoken about. Like, how are we not addressing that as people? And like, that's the American dream, that then you have a child that you have been raped. You have, but obligation. Like, what part of this is the fucking dream to then what you are given? What is it? 80 acres and a fucking cow? Or what were the reparations for fucking slavery? It was something like that. Like,
most of them,
and then they didn't even
anything.
No, just legally that's what they were supposed to get, but you didn't fucking get it. Like, yes, American dream, you should be stoked that your face is on the bottle of syrup. What? Like, and obviously the person who said it was a girl who looks like very close to me, and just like stop giving us little blonde white women bad names.
I know
you make us Karens. And worse than Karen's, Katie's, which you guys know on this show. Katie is the racist Karen. Like, fucking stop. Because then everybody looks at me that way because because your ignorance is fucking appalling.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Like, please be silent. And on that, I mean, talking about unlearning racism, since the beginning of time, Birth of a Nation, which is the movie that kind of, they say, reignited the KKK, and it was depicting a black man raping a white woman, which was oftentimes the depiction that they made in like fake plays of black men, which is why we have to physically unlearn that black men are not a danger, because that's what they show us. And so you think about it statistically, black on white rape is nowhere near white to black women rape historically. So it's just, I mean, it's all backwards and disgusting.
Period.
Ben
Jones in here. Ben, you rock. Mostly it's a script problem for me. They tried to Nolan his character. He just needs better creative focus from the powers that be. I think you're talking about Henry Cavill. But I'm not positive. So, and I don't think you're talking about Aunt Jemima. I do think you're talking about Henry Cavill, but I didn't get to it till later. So yes, Lamont Small says the Cleveland Indians got ahead of this last season when they retired their Chief Wahoo logo. This is nothing new. It's for sure fucking nothing new. That's a fact. Let's go back over into Brandi, guys. I want to give a shout out because Brandi has now raised $1,153 of her $10,000, which is awesome. Shout out to John Gramberg, to Matthew Gold, to Christy LaFleur, to Matt Link, Weston Ira. I believe I might have given you guys shout outs previously, but if I didn't, Robert Turner. Thank you guys all. Thank you for every dollar counts. I'm going to put it back in here. Brandi needs our help. If any one of you guys needed our help, I think that we would come through for you. So let's come through for Brandi and really show our support. Okay, going back into the stream. Wow, I just got a real serious itch.
Serious itch.
It was really serious. No, go back to you, Steph. We'll go back to you. What's going on?
Oh, well, we could talk about Trey Songz and Meek Mill or the Loch Ness Monster.
I guess Trey Songz, maybe you guys don't know about this either, and I didn't, so you can share, and then we'll talk Loch Ness Monster, and then what about Billie Eilish? Too?
Oh yeah, let's talk about Billie Eilish first.
Yeah, okay.
So Billie Eilish unfollowed all of her followers, and people are speculating that a day before she had posted on her story a post that I saw go around a few times that I actually really supported. And it said, if I'm following your abuser, please let me know. I will unfollow them. And so there's no real connection of why she unfollowed everyone. What are you thinking?
Well, okay. Maybe she got so many messages that's the statement, which would be crazy. I'm not saying crazy of her, but just like that concept is wild. Maybe until she knows what's right and what's wrong, maybe she didn't want to start unfollowing some people and have those be stories, because maybe she found out when she said that it was big stars that were people abusers, and that would be people would take note of that. So she just unfollowed everybody to be safe. Not safe even necessarily, but like, we right now, Justin Bieber's being accused of sexual assault. He claimed that was physically impossible. I think that was the exact quote, based on where he was staying at an Airbnb, but it took place at a Four Seasons. And I'm not saying one way or another, but we all know how the human body works. If you are able-bodied, you can literally go from one place to another. So that didn't prove to me that was physically impossible. But if Justin Bieber's being accused, Ansel Elgort's being accused, we just don't even know the extent of this right now. And so she might have been overwhelmed with the amount of massive celebrities that came to her.
Yeah, it's hard I don't know if I had that many. What does she have? Like 60 million plus followers. If I would have done that, because like for me, I can easily do that because like you're my loved one, and like if like I went to college with you and like
you could easily do what?
Yeah, I could easily. I mean, even if it was a lot, I'd be able to narrow down pretty quickly what was like real or not. You know what I mean? Her DMs were probably like insanity. Mm-hmm. It could have just spurred like an uprising. That's 60 million potential.
Yeah, exactly. But then you can't say that and then not follow through.
That's true.
So that this was her following through. Like, but I don't know. They could also be unrelated. I don't think so, but it could be unrelated.
Yeah, it could be unrelated.
A lot of celebrities like to unfollow a lot of people at the same time. I saw in here, let me try to find it. Our girl Haley said, Meek Mill. Hi, Haley Matthews. Happy to have you here,
babe.
All right, so Meek Mill, that means a request to talk about Meek Mill. Let's talk about.
Okay. So first of all, if you guys haven't watched Free Meek on Amazon Prime, you absolutely should.
Which I have not, clearly, considering I did not know who that was.
I suggest watching it. Watch the 13th. That's like a macro look at the prison system. And then Meek Mill, the documentary Free Meek, is a micro look at what can happen in the judicial system right now. So Trey Songz, if you guys have seen, there's been like a Feed Your City challenge, which a lot of celebrities have been tagging different celebrities to donate to this Feed Your City challenge and basically feed your city. So he tagged Meek Mill because they're probably friends in the industry, and Meek Mill responded. Meek Mill, I should say, is known for being one of the pettiest people ever, especially on his phone. He has Twitter fingers like nobody's business. But
he also said he's very sensitive, right?
Very sensitive. He almost ruined his rap career by being overly sensitive to Drake. But you learn about in Meek Mill, he was abusing in Free Meek, he was abusing Percocets, and he was saying that's why he was so sensitive. So this kind of aligns with his old behavior, which is a little concerning, but it's all kind of random. Basically, he replied to the challenge and said, listed off the things he's done for his community. 200K to Philadelphia schools, my Phantom for less fortunate, 400K, and help raise 50 mil for reform. Trey Songz, don't try me like that. And then it was a bunch of back and forth with each other. And Roxy was like, I'm confused.
Yeah, because like, first of all, it's a lot to take in just learning about Meek Mill and how fucked he's been by the system. So you want to just side with him no matter what's happening.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I really like Trey Songz, and I think that like what he's saying is so legitimate. He tagged him because he wanted him to help his city, not because he wasn't helping his city. Like, you know, when there's those challenges that's like, post your face without makeup today. You don't like tag people that you think would never do it. Like,
I haven't worn makeup all week, bitch.
Yeah, and I know it's different, but it's like, that's kind of what it's like. Doesn't totally make sense. But at the same time, I do think that like when you have not been seen by society and you have not been heard or understood, or you've been accused of things that you haven't done before, then obviously you're going to have a trigger there when you're being accused of something that you are doing. And you feel for some reason like people are saying you're not doing that.
Yeah.
So
I actually love the challenges that are going on because there are the celebrities that are saying shit, but they actually have the money and money speaks. So even though it's a little bit annoying, I'm like, pay up, dude. Like, give back to the communities. Not him, just in general.
You said $200,000, right? That he gave somewhere, 200,000.
Yeah, he said that.
Like, that's so good to do, and I'm so glad he did. I just still can't, like, imagine having $200,000.
Oh, just like extra? Yeah, dude. I just can't.
I would like, but you know what's crazy is that I would be just as depressed right now if I did have that. So that's why money is not everything.
Totally.
But also, if I did have that, I would for sure give 10,000 of it to Brandi.
Me too.
But
yeah,
I do not.
Yeah, I would be like
So
dressing up as, I don't know, like Santa Claus and passing out money everywhere.
I think you say his name weird.
Klaus.
Yeah, right?
It's Santa Claus.
But you call them Santa Claus.
I know, it's just more fun.
All right. Chris Hunt. Hey, Roxy. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
What's up, Chris? Happy to have you here. Happy to have you all in here. I do think we're probably going to get out of here soon. Was there another one that we were supposed to talk about right before we left?
No.
Okay.
No, random. If you like Jack Harlow, his new song, What's Poppin', which has been charting for a few weeks now, they're going to drop a remix. This was surprising to me with Lil Wayne, Tory Lanez, and DaBaby. Just some context, Jack Harlow is actually a really great rapper, but he also happens to be like kind of like a random white rapper who's making a name for himself. And to get these three names on his track is like, no one would have guessed that.
How do you think that happens?
They must be in the same record label.
Oh, and the label's requesting it?
Or yeah, and that's how they make, a lot of times that's how they can make connections. That's why SZA always has Kendrick on her tracks, because they're in the same label. So
who am I on the same label as?
Me. Yeah.
All right, going to you guys before we get out of here. McFreezy says, listen to some Newfound Glory to cheer you up. Newfound Glory does not cheer me up, homie.
I cut my bangs again.
NFL Caleb 22, thank you for the support. Really appreciate you. All right, Haley said, but like Steph.
But like what? Did I say something wrong?
I don't know. It definitely seems that way. Do people still listen to Lil Wayne?
Oh. That's a good question.
I do. Am I not supposed to?
I don't listen to him that much, but no, he's still considered most people's top 5 favorite rappers of all time. He's never been one of my top 5.
What's your favorite Lil Wayne song?
I don't know. I love Mrs. Officer. I don't know. What do you like?
Shooter.
Oh.
He doesn't do enough music like that.
Yeah.
But because of that, that's how I knew he was on the fuck was that show, Masked Singer. I was like, oh my God, that's him, because he sounded exactly like Shooter, but most people don't. All right. Guys, we are getting out of here.
A Millie. Good songs. But yeah, I don't listen to him that much.
Here, I'm Ellie in that. Going back to Brandi, guys, just checking in on this. We are at 1,178, a bunch of anonymous donors, and I really appreciate that. But since we started the stream, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 people have donated, which is amazing. We got her over 1,000. Let's continue to support. I'm going to put it in here one more time as we're wrapping out. So get it wrapping out. Lil Wayne style. Thank you guys for supporting me as well. Much appreciated. I really fucking need it. Toco1188 said, what about Loch Ness Monster? All right, as we're getting out of here, Steph, what about the Loch Ness Monster?
Okay, so in Scotland, there was a picture taken of what looked like a Loch Ness Monster, a massive being that was just swimming along in the water. And they're saying that it might seem like the Loch Ness Monster and we really want it to be, but it's probably a Wells catfish, which can grow to be 300 pounds and 8 feet long.
But like, why might it seem like the Loch Ness Monster?
Because like nothing should look like this.
Will you show it to the screen? But like, why? And like, what is the Loch Ness Monster? Like, that's like when people think they see Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly. So why can't this Wells catfish be the Loch Ness Monster? What if he is the Loch Ness Monster we've been talking about?
I don't believe in anything anymore. This is not a good way to end the show.
Wednesday wisdom.
Yeah, Wednesday wisdom. I don't fucking believe in anything. Although I do believe in you guys, the rock stars, and I believe in your ability to help people. And thank you for showing up for Brandi, one of your fellow rock stars. And for me, I will be back tomorrow at 1. Not exactly sure. And by 1, it's been a loose one. So like 1:15 maybe. Hopefully actually 1. Trying to figure out, being perfectly candid with you guys right now, Vanessa Gritton's supposed to come on the show, and I'm obsessed with her, and I love her, and I don't know that it's fair for me to have her on tomorrow because I don't know that I'm in a state of mind where I can give the kind of attention that I need to a guest right now. So I'm gonna think about that for the next several hours, and if not, then I'm gonna handcuff Steph to me again to make sure that she stays here and runs the show, producer Steph. But if otherwise, you guys will see Gritty here. But if not tomorrow, you will see her at some point. I'm just going to continue to do the best I can. If you guys are in a moment of, I know a lot of you guys are in this depressed state right now as well. You guys continue to do the best you can, because if I can get the fuck up right now, I'm just so positive that you can get the fuck up right now. See, there's my positivity.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. All right, lots of love and bunnies and other things, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.